All right, now it's recording. All right, factoring boot camp. We might review, we might even introduce some kinds you haven't done. Our first topic is GCF, greatest common factor, pulling that out. And then the general example is AB plus AC. There's a common factor, A, that's in both AB and AC. We can pull it out to the side and put B plus C inside parentheses. It's like the reverse of the distributive property. Everybody good with that? So if I were to do 5x cubed minus 15x squared, I'm looking for the GCF. And between 5 and 15, are you seeing the 5? This has x cubed, this has x squared, so we can get x squared out of each of these, right? As the GCF. And if I've taken 5x squared out of this out already, I only have x left. And if I take 5x squared out of this, I only have the negative 3 left. Everybody comfortable with that? All right. Now I would like for you to look at this one. This is a little different. This goes a little beyond what you were doing in Algebra 2, or Algebra 1, I mean, possibly. So this kind of follows this a little bit. But x plus 1 is a common factor of these two. So I'm going to put x plus 1 as the GCF. And it's x plus 1 times x squared. And this one's x plus 1. And then I'll put a minus 2. All right? Everybody comfortable with that? All right. Let me give you a moment to do page 39, numbers 6 and 7. Add those to your notes there. Okay. What'd you say, z squared?
Yeah, minus 2z plus 3.
Okay. For 6. All right. Any questions? All right. Number 7. Meg? 3x plus what? 8. All right. Any questions? We're good with that? All right. Let's go to next topic, difference of squares. All right. My general example, u squared minus v squared is equal to u plus v times u minus v. Everybody comfortable with that? Okay. So if I had something like 16x squared minus 9 that I wanted to factor, square root of 16x squared is 4x. I'm going to put that there and there. Square root of 9 is 3. I'll put that there and there, and I got 4x plus 3 times 4x minus 3. All good? All right, let's try 100 minus 4y squared. They want to tell me what you think this one is? Owen.
10 plus 2y times 10 minus 2y.
Okay, very good. All right, that's good. All right. Now, this one's a little more involved. X minus 1 squared minus 9y to the 4th. Okay, what would I write for the first part on these two? Any thoughts there? Well, it's got a square on it. Leslie? Yeah, let's put x minus 1 in front of both these. Whoops. X minus 1. Okay. What about the next part? Leanne? Yeah, so let's go one with plus 3y squared. Let's go the other one with minus 3y squared. Very good, guys. Any questions on that? A little more involved. This is what you may have seen in Algebra 1. This is where we ramp it up a little bit. Okay? All right. I would like for you to try page 39, 11, 15, and 17. Give those a shot. Okay, good. 15. 15. Emma, what do you have there?
X plus 1 times 3.
Okay, any questions on that one, guys, after you put it together? Good, good. This one was a little different because it didn't have like terms. This one does have like terms, so good job. And 17. Pete.
I had 9u squared plus 1 times 9u squared minus 1.
Okay. Anybody go further with this? This is right, but I think we can go a little further. What are you seeing? Something, Pete?
Yeah,
Okay.
those are also first squares, so you get,
I'm going to leave 9u squared plus 1 alone.
yeah, and then you go 3u plus 1 times 3u minus 1.
Right, and I'd like for you to go as far as you can when you're asked to factor. Okay? Good job. Any questions? All right. Difference of squares. The next one, I want you to be recognizing, you know, I've had you learn some patterns here. With the multiplying, factoring is the reverse of when we were multiplying. But we have perfect square trinomials. Okay. U squared plus 2uv plus v squared is equal to u plus v squared. Okay, this one squared, this one squared. When the product of 2 times u times v, u is not squared, v is not squared. 2uv is in that middle. Remember when we were looking at this and trying to figure out that, we were trying to get you to do that pattern? And if you can't remember, I said FOIL it out. But learning the pattern will come in handy. And it works with minus as well. U squared minus 2uv plus v squared is u minus v squared. All right. So let's factor 9x squared minus 30x plus 25. Okay, first thing I want to look at, what's the square root of 9x squared? I know, Claire. 3x. And what's the square root of 25? Elena? 5. What do I want here? Pete?
Minus.
I want a minus there. Now, if this works, 2 times, see it's 2uv, right? 2 times 3x times 5, is that 30x? Okay. So we'll call it good. All right, I want you to try page 39, 21, and 23. So the answers to 21 and 23. All right. Next is factoring difference of cubes. Factoring difference of cubes. All right, now, this might be okay. I can't see. The first factor is the binomial that is the cube root of each term here. Okay, that's the first factor. That is going to be multiplied by, now, you know, I've got u. I need u squared to get u cubed, right? I'm going to go u squared here. I'm going to go plus uv. This is where all the canceling will happen because of this. And then plus v squared. If you look, I got negative v here. I need a positive v squared to have negative v cubed. You with me there? All right. Okay. We're going to do sum of cubes too. Each of these, they're very similar. When we do difference of cubes and sum of cubes, there is one minus in those. Okay? So just the minus in this one is right here. All right. Let's factor 64x cubed minus 1. You know, anybody know what 64, the cube root of 64 is? Jordan? 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. Right. So I'm going to use 4x. What's the cube root of 1? Leanne, what are you pointing at?
1.
Oh, 1. Okay. So 4x minus 1. That is correct. Now, I've got to square 4x. So that's 16, and I'm going to square x, 16x squared. Okay? I'm using this pattern here. If my u is 4x, when I square it, I'm getting this. Right? This is plus. I've already taken care of the negative right here. So it's plus 4x times 1, which is 4x, and then plus 1 squared, which is 1. You guys okay with that? Okay. All right. So it is necessary. You might have to do a little bit of flashcard work or something if you haven't done this and learned this one. Ryan.
Why do you not multiply by -1 in like the middle of the
Okay. That's a very good question. Why are we not making this -4? My first one in the pattern here, if you'll notice, I've got the u and the negative v here, but this is positive uv here. Okay? So the -1 is already here, and that's what's going to make everything work. Okay? Does everybody understand that? I want you to not use -1 for v. I want you to use 1. I want you to use what's after the minus. Don't include the minus with it. Is everybody good with that? Okay. That's a good question, and if you've seen work in the past, you'll know that that needed to be asked and dealt with. All right. I want you to try page 39, numbers 25 and 27. Owen?
x minus 2 plus c times x squared minus 2x plus 4.
All right, nice. Any questions? Yes, Hannah?
Can you just explain that one?
Mm-hmm. Let's see, it was x cubed minus 8, is that right? Okay, so that's x cubed minus 2 cubed, right? Right, the first factor is without the cubes, right? Second part, the trinomial that you get. If you look at this needs to be squared. Did you say minus?
No, I meant plus.
Okay, so do I. I mean plus. So okay. And Ryan, you asked the question, and look what O and I do. Mess it up. Okay. All right. So that needs to be plus, but then you just multiply these two terms. That's what this one is. And then you just square this one. Okay? Is everybody good with that? All right. But that is plus. And I saw some people on the alert of that, so very good if you caught that. Okay. 27. What's next here on 27? Is that 8t cubed minus 1? Okay, does anybody want to try that one? Elena?
2t minus 1
Okay, you got the first factor correct.
and 4t squared
When you square the 2t, yes?
plus 2t
Multiply that times that. That's 2t
plus 1.
and plus 1. 1 squared is 1.
Is it 4t squared?
It is. Yes. Thank you. All right. Any questions? All right. Then the next thing is, we did difference of cubes. What do you suppose next? What's the opposite of difference in mathematics? Sum, yes. Let's do sum of cubes. And the pattern is very similar. In fact, we could use one to get the other. If I were to just change this to a minus a negative, that's the same as the sum, and I could get it from the other, but we're just going to go this route. Okay, I need to write that, but it's u to the third plus v to the third. That's u plus v is what's going to go here. Now, the difference is this. You're going to have u squared minus. This is where the minus goes on this one. Did I tell you there was one minus in both of these? With subtraction, it's here. With addition, it comes up in here. Okay? So, let's factor y cubed plus 216. Y cubed plus 216. Okay. The good thing to know is, can we write both of these as third powers? Y cubed is already a third power. Has anybody got a power for 216? Owen? I believe it is. Okay. So rewriting 216 as 6 to the third might help. So what goes in parentheses here? Analia, what goes in parentheses first?
Y plus 6.
That is correct. Good. Okay. Matthew, you know what goes next inside here?
It would be y squared
Uh-huh.
minus 6y
Good. Cut that minus. That's good.
plus 36.
And again, 6 squared is 36. Nice. Any questions on that one? I do want to show you another one. Let's factor 5x cubed plus 135. Here's something I didn't say early on. But when you have these problems here, the first technique we talked about was GCF, right? You should always look to see if you can do GCF before you go on and do anything else. And that's the case here, right? This, like this, I mean, cube root of 5, is cube root of 5. All right? So, but 5 is a factor of x cubed, 5x cubed, and 135. What's this one? 27. All right, good, Mackenzie. All righty. Now, let's leave the 5 out here. 27, a perfect cube? Yep, Pete, what is it? 3 to the third power. All right. So let's put our x plus 3 here. Our x squared plus, stop, minus 3x and plus 9. You know what? I've really got to concentrate if I'm not going to mess that up. Are you guys good with that answer? All right. So let's do page 39, 29, and 31. This one's 27x cubed plus 8. Is that correct? Okay. Someone want to share the factoring of that? Mackenzie.
3x plus 3
Uh-huh.
times 9x squared minus 6x plus 4.
Good. Nice. All right. Very good. 31. U cubed plus 27v cubed. U cubed plus 27v cubed. Owen, give that a shot here.
U plus 3b.
All righty.
U squared minus 3bu plus 9b squared. Times b.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, and I'm not that concerned about that, but usually I'll go alphabetical if you're multiplying variables together. Okay? But if you have VU down, you're not going to lose any points. But if you don't recognize VU and UV in two separate terms as being like terms, that's where the problem starts. Okay, so that's why you just need some sort of convention there. All right, we are moving right along here. We have a few minutes here. Let's see. I'm going to call to class today, guys.